that to you?
She just, at the thing, she was talking about how it was so easy putting her money in all of it and how she was very interested in how the resource and making sure that they weren't polluting and taking advantage of the people and yeah, mostly just the auto saving.
So basically, she told you she had a place where she was auto saving.
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right, and then, so Rosalind and Robert knew, and, so I know that Lisa talked to you. So what did Lisa tell you that sparked the
Lisa spoke to Rob
Okay,
a long time ago.
okay,
Over a year, right, Lisa?
okay.
And then when she spoke to us this time, it sort of just kicked back. It's a different way of using your money.
Okay.
And so
Different
you
way
get more
of
value.
using money.
Yes, so
Okay.
in other words, you're taking your money and putting it in gold and silver, and the value is retained.
Right, okay. So the reason I'm asking is because we've got, I mean, Clarence new, they're new, and then Jackson and Jay's new, relatively new, and we've got people who joining in online. So it's kind of always good to know what catches people's attention, all right? So it sounds like Angelique didn't say much. And then basically what caught your attention and what Lisa said is she's basically saying, you're taking your trash cash and you're putting it in the silver and gold, right? Okay. So, all right, now, so you guys were introduced by Juliana and RC. And of course, I think those of us who know Juliana and RC know that they're all about being independent financially from our paper dollar. Okay, so, and I know that you spend a lot of time with them, so probably a lot was said, not just in one statement, but was there maybe one particular thing that stood out to you that made you want to pull the trigger?
Just the fact that they got more money.
God's money.
That's what it was.
Cool.
And that the movie wanted part of it being an investment for our generation after.
The generation after you. So you're interested in legacy and Jesse's a pastor, so knowing that it's God's money. And it is true. I mean, silver and gold was used, been used over 5,000 years. And it was just, even in America, people transacted with silver and gold, but then the government said, hey, you give us the gold, we'll hold it for you, and then we'll give you peace. So we all know how that's going.
There's a little bit more about it.
So I did have someone tell me recently, she goes, oh, I'm not concerned at all about my 401k. She said, because, she goes, if the dollar always comes back.
Did you guys know the wind blows?
Okay, so Karen, you are an associate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Jesse and Daisy became associates this weekend. Do I have an application? I don't think so. I have something special for you guys. You gotta come on up. You gotta come on up.
Come on up.
You're the next contestant.
Recognition time.
All right.
Oh.
You gotta join me. I'm your associates. And so after associates, you know what comes next to the competition with? Nope. That's okay though. No, you're not learning that, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I got a perfect gift for you, so you know what comes next.
Okay.
And it's called copper. So I got one of these for each of you guys.
Oh,
And so you would put it on your shelf, your desk, and say, okay, I've been to study.
Yay!
All right.
That's when you have.
One more.
Yeah, I love it too. That's one of the reasons I give it away.
One more. One more.
Oh, my God.
Yay, look at that.
So that means that when you go to the next level, we're gonna have two associates.
Yes.
No, two members.
No, the
Okay,
next.
but I've got a handout for you. I have some people coming, not coming, so, I apologize here. All right, so, where is this? Okay, so the next level is Concord.
Yeah.
Jim, would you answer this text message about, please? She's asking about the Zoom tomorrow. Here we go. All right, so this is called Roadmap to Copper.
Wow.
All right. And here you go. I put her phone number in my phone, so when she calls it, I mean, yeah, unless she called before I put her number in my phone, I put it in there as soon as she. All right. Pardon me?
Yes, it is on our Team 10 Talent Now site.
There you go. Oh, okay, so your cousin, she's not a member, right? Okay, so what we want to do is get her on the Zoom tomorrow night at 7. Tim and I will be doing the Zoom, and that's what she needs to get on for more information. Okay? All right, so this is our roadmap to copper, and I'll just kind of go through it real brief. All right, so you see, there's you. So you want to put your name there, feel free to write on it, and then I'll give you a place where you can print them out if you want. I have lots of these with multiple people. Okay, because the foundation of our business is associate, okay, but really copper. So if you can be a copper creating machine, that's going to get you through compensation points to bronze, silver, gold, and beyond. So the way to get to copper is I'm going to cover these two guys here, okay? So you want to personally enroll 4 people. 1, 2 on the right and 1, 2 on the left. Then you want to help 1 on each side become an associate. And that's what makes you a copper. So this qualifies you for up to $1,000 a week.
Woo!
Yeah. So in the initial stages, just 8 people is not going to be $1,000, okay? But sometimes people will get a bunch of platinum, but they're not able to make $1,000 a week because they haven't helped other people achieve. So we have this thing in 7K, you want to rank up. Yeah, rank up first, but there's a little cool thing, rank up before you something. Anyway, so and then I put this extra person here. See that? You don't have to have 3 people, but see, you never know what other people are gonna do. So sometimes people say, oh, I've got my 4, so now I can put talking. So the point of this is you always be talking. And then my goal when I first signed up was to be silver. We had to have 5 left, 5 right. So right away I put 5 left, 5 right. I probably did that before I even helped anybody. I don't know. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I just did it anyway. Yeah, I made mistakes along the way, but that's okay. So, all right, so I wanted to do that. I wanted to go through this. Any questions on this before I move on? We have all this stuff to go through. All right. Okay, so the next thing is, I'm so excited.
So am I. I love it.
Diane made the best handout for us because there's so many new things to do when you get involved in any business. In fact, I have a friend who was a pilot for UPS Airlines, and he talked about all the schooling. Now he's already a pilot, And he already flew jets. So he went from Braniff Airlines to UPS. Well, he had to go for weeks of training. Okay, so any new business, you've got stuff you gotta do. I don't wanna say before you get going, flying a plane, yes. But simultaneously. So we have all these things, we say, oh, you set up your salary well, oh, did you get your stacking cell set up? Oh, well, what about this, what about that? So now you've got a list. And I wanna say thank you to Brian for being before I hand it to you, I'm gonna go through it first, because I've learned, and this is good for you guys, when you're doing a training, you hand out your handouts after. Because if you hand them out before, people start reading and they don't listen to what you say. So, because some of these things I'm gonna say, you're gonna have questions, all right? So the first one is welcome call with a leader. All right, so who are your leaders? You guys know, you know who your leader is, you've got new stuff, right? Diane. So you get a new person, you want to connect them with somebody other than you, okay? So, then, we have a training called your first 7 days in 7 days. So you have a new person, I can do that for you, but what I prefer to do, if it works out, is on Sunday nights, there's a lady named Kathy Duzzo, she is the gold associate, 7K medals, and she does the first 7 days in 7K every Sunday night at 8 Eastern. So we've got the link on her. So she talks about going to copper, she talks about the rate, and she talks about who you need to contact. It gives you tips on contact. And we can go through some of that tonight too, depending on our time. All right, so the next thing is in that training, she does talk about make a list of 25. Now, 25 is a good start, but keep on going, build a list to 100, 200. I think Bob reads this, but 500. So, and if you go through your phone, you see that you've got a lot of people. And so one of the things I want to say about that is I'm so empowered about the Sound Money Wallets and to be back from our Las Vegas conference. I mean, I liked it before, but now I'm really, really pumped about it. And you are too. Go ahead, tell us why you're. Yes, why are you calling more now than before?
It's just so accessible, user friendly, it's buttons like cash from your bank over to your silver, or cash, or over to gold, or over to team members, and then also you've got crypto, you put that in there, and then you've got silver and gold, and we're going to be getting a car. So
Right, that's the key, this is the new part.
cup of coffee or boring tea, whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's just totally amazing. People are joining and saying, hey, just for that, and obviously like 16 other benefits.
That's
So family wallet is totally game changer. People are wanting to buy it from Sunday, and they're not going to. They're just going to own it, and if you want family wallet, you just have to go Sunday. So it's brilliant.
it is, and so I love it. So all that Lisa said about Sound Money Wallet, how we can transact and everything is amazing. But our missing link was, I have a friend who every week takes 7 grams, he's a gold, takes 7 grams every week. He has his retirement, so he doesn't need 7K, okay? So he lives off his retirement in 7 grams every week, gets deposited in cash department of his Sound Money Wallet, and he switches it to silver or gold, okay? Well, what's cool, so let's just say he wanted to buy a Lamborghini, all right? So he can actually go to the Lamborghini dealership with his card that we're going to be getting from 7K Metals and buy that Lamborghini with the card.
That's
So
hot.
it never has to be transferred to a bank account. So let's say, our currency bills, right? And so he's got all of this cash. Well, it's not cash anymore. Cash turned to silver gold. He has all of these assets in the Sound Money Wallet and the currency bills. Well, we heard at our conference, the guy Dick from Ukraine, he said, went to bed one night, 8 years old, woke up the next day, weeping and wailing in the streets. And he's like, what's wrong, Mom and Dad? One man committed suicide because he had $1 million in savings and their courtesy note. And so he had no more money. He worked all his life, had $1 million saved up. And he said, I remember as a boy seeing the currency blowing down the street like leaves. So that's why I pumped about the Sound Money Wallet, because we can keep money there. We can keep our real money, God's money there, and not have it in a paper. So, okay, so set up a launch presentation for Smith. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m., I have new members in Canada, and they are having
Congratulations.
actually artists and bronze.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very
So anyway,
cool.
So I've never met them, but they are gonna have their launch presentation. So they're inviting friends, maybe some will come over. I've had people do it that way. I love it when people invite people over and you can, so I'm not sure how they're doing it. So that's their launch presentation, so they can get going. Now, what's cool is you guys can come too. You can invite people tomorrow night. So you're gonna invite your cousin, and so, but that's really important. And so remind me, we're gonna talk after I go through this of some ways to get people's interest so you can get them on this. All right, then enroll your first 2 people's members to become associate. That's on our to-do list. So you guys can check that off, and you can check that off. All right, join Facebook groups. Kim, you want to tell them about the Facebook groups they can join?
Sure. So first of all, join Team 10 Talents.
Okay,
Second of all, join 7K exclusive.
okay,
Do they have to be invited to that?
No.
no.
Okay, so
No,
7K
okay,
exclusive.
approved.
Oh,
Associate when you invite it to the.
oh, okay. The team 10 Talents. It's the art. Yeah. So that's the Facebook group for us. Oh crap, which other one?
There's another one called 7K Metals, learn about 7K Metals.
Yeah, that one.
I actually haven't done that, but I will.
Yeah,
I didn't have my check off sheet, so see, now I get to check stuff off. Okay, then, WhatsApp. Who, no, I shouldn't ask who doesn't have WhatsApp, but if you don't have WhatsApp, you want to download it on your phone. So I tried a couple other ways to communicate with people, and I just think WhatsApp is the most user friendly. So for those of you who are in Central Florida, we've got Team 10 Talents, Central Florida. And I know some of you guys have groups where you message people. So, very important. Then purchase optional personalized website and corporate 18-minute video presentation. So what is that? Do you want to tell us what that is, Simon?
Yes, it's a website that's been developed. It's www.silverandgoldnow.com. And all it has on there is a brief introduction and an 18-minute video that I show at my house when I'm doing the presentation. And it's from corporate, it's great, it's simple, and then I personalize it by putting your name and your phone number or your email, people can get back to you. And, follow it. It's silverandgoldnow.com.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that. So when you get on Kathy Gusso's presentation at 8 p.m. on Sunday, and she does the first 7 days and 7 days, she's gonna tell you to make your list. And she's gonna tell you that you wanna make a list of 25, because the 25, remember, not enough to build a huge business, but it's enough to get you started. The 25 are gonna be people that you have influence over. So you have people you have influence over, people who have equal influence, and people that have influence over you. And so the way to become an associate fast is to contact the people you have influence over. It could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, the person that you can say, what do you know about gold and silver? I don't know much. What do you need to know? I need you to take a look at something. I'm going to send you an 18-minute video and I'm going to call you back tonight or tomorrow. Okay, see, that's how you can talk to somebody who has influence. All right, because that's gonna also help you get to associate fast. So, so then also Kathy is gonna tell you about, we have an app. And the app, which some people is more difficult for them to use, it takes some time. All right, it's not really difficult, it just takes some time. And so it may be 15, 20 minutes, but then, but sometimes a brand new person doesn't have 15 or 20 minutes. So they developed a website that has one video they can send people, and then Diane enhanced it by making it to where we can have our own personal information. Okay, so they'll,
Way to go, Diane.
so they'll talk about oneouncesilver.com. So you don't need that because you can get one that says silvergoldnow.com/Jesse or /Daisy or your initial. Okay, and then, so when they scroll down to the bottom, it's gonna have your name, your phone number, all of that. Okay, so that's what she did. So she improved it. So the training's great that Kathy does, the website she refers to, we've got in the group. Okay, so now we've got some amazing apps to download on your phone. The 7K Wealth app, all right, and then the 7K Advantage app. Now I'm gonna answer a question before anybody asks, because when you get the 7K Advantage app, it'll ask for your user ID. So you're of course thinking, well, what's my 7K user ID? It's not that. So when you go to your back office, your 7K back office, under your dashboard, it says 7K Advantage. There's like a section that's got 3 squares across. One is the current contacts, one 7K Advantage, and one staff. So if you click on that middle one, there's going to be an ID that comes up. So when you download 7K Advantage in your phone and ask you for that user ID, that's the user ID. Okay. So I have a new number last week, came over, got all set up with everything, talked to him Monday, he had a little glitch, so he called me. He goes, I'm ready to do some shopping today. And so I talked to him on Tuesday. He goes, yep, I bought a gold coin. Yep, I put money in my Sound wallet. Got the 7K Advantage. I downloaded, booked a hotel for my mom who's traveling, saved $40. Okay? So he knew there was value in that. He was excited about 7K Advantage. So that's really cool. I know Jerry booked his plane ticket for 7K Advantage, so why don't you tell everybody what you saved?
Well, I probably take a lot to Southwest for $255 trip, but the expenses are so much here out of the book.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was to Las Vegas.
Yeah, round trip.
Wow.
Southwest too on top of it.
Yes. So I have found that Las Vegas is one of the most expensive places to travel to in the US. You know, major cities, it would be like $300-400 one way, $300-400 coming back. So it's got a round trip for $250.
They had a couple of layovers, so I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you want to ask your leader to add you to the necessary WhatsApp groups. Okay, so that way you get communication. So like Lisa can add you, I don't know if they're added yet, but that way, let's say Lisa. Okay, yeah, so let's just say, you know, Lisa's busy or, you know, can't afford or invite someone to an event. Well, if they're plugged in, then they get all.
Who's cool?
Okay, that's
Sorry about
that's okay. All right. So your important tasks, set up your Sound Money wallet. If you need help, just ask someone to help you. Set up your stack yourself. Again, if you need help, ask someone to help you. And then get familiar with schedule of presentations, events, and trainings that are posted on team10talents.now.site. So let me elaborate on that. Okay, so team10talents.now.site is something that I created for the team to be able to go to as a resource. So like that roadmap to Copper's on there. how to do coin drop is on there. But it introduces the corporate Zoom. It introduces different people who do, trainings and stuff that are really good for me. So, so I'm gonna tell you some of the ones that I believe that are really, really valuable. The one, the Monday night corporate Zoom. I have gotten complaints because of Monday night corporate Zoom that I paid less money because I was on the corporate Zoom. Then they introduced shipping bundling. You guys know what shipping bundling is?
I do now.
You do now? Okay. So if you get more than 1 coin a month, you want to go to your profile section. And on your profile section, there's a place to click shipping bundling. It's gonna save you money. Okay? If you're only getting 1 coin a month, don't click it. But those of us, the longer you're involved in 7 days, you'll find out the more coins.
Start doing more coin drops.
It gets addictive.
So, okay. Anyway,
The part of being on corporate Zoom that you got.
because I was on the corporate Zoom when they announced shipping bundling.
Ah,
So I went on right away and changed it.
ah,
So for several months, I was saving 10, 20, 30, $40 a month on shipping.
Mhm.
But had I not been on that corporate Zoom, I wouldn't have heard that announcement.
Right,
And probably nobody would have told me.
right,
I may have heard it through the grapevine after a few months, so that's not saving money.
right.
So the corporate Zoom is so important to stay plugged in and know what's going on. Then the thing that I love the most, well, I'm gonna tell you what, I'll tell you this real quick. So I talked to Jason Arkman, our CEO. And I said, Jason, network marketing is a volunteer. How can you set goals? Because I may set a goal and I might do my part, but then somebody else says, I was working on this goal, but I think that I'll go on vacation or whatever, and not stay focused on the goal. So I think, how can I make a goal if my goal is dependent on other people? And he said, here's what you want to do. He said, you gotta get your team plugged in. And he said, there's so many things to plug into, but the best thing is coffee with Curtis.
Yes.
It's 11 a.m., which I know is a weird time for people. Jerry works full time. How often are you on?
Almost every day, especially do a full time at work.
So we lost it.
Or this customers that look at it, there's just information about something.
Jerry was famous in Vegas because everybody was like, "Oh my God, you're Jerry!"
No, because they don't see them on.
Yep. And he asks questions and interacts with people and answers. Yep.
So, Jerry, tell us about Coffee with Curtis today, because I want people to understand
So
the value that they're going to
Curtis
get.
is an awesome leader. He's not a direct upline, but he's our direct business partner. But he doesn't get any help anybody. He actually wants the corporate to the floor with.
Today,
Yes,
you want to
today.
perfect today.
And it's over Blake, they show how secure the building is. So Blake explained that he got locked in between the 2 doors, because he forgot what his phone. And then he forgot his phone in the car, but luckily he had his whatever those headphones. AirPods. Yeah. And he was able to use Siri to call, Jason, so they unlocked the door for him.
Wow.
So they also showed how big the shipping department is. They processed 4,600 orders this morning. Now they're like 9:30 a.m. this morning their time, so mountain time. They just showed the whole operation, it's amazing. Different offices, Jason jumped on for a couple of minutes, answered the questions.
Okay, so that brought great value. You can imagine that you're seeing the home office, you're hearing Blake is the vice president of marketing, Jason CEO. Hey, you're on there a lot, Kim. Can you tell us about maybe your favorite or most valuable Coffee with Curtis?
So what I see Coffee with Curtis being is a stay around the campfire. and they give a lot of great value. They talk a lot of disclosure sometimes, which I love. But the other day, like Miles Standish was on, and he
Tell
talked about
everybody who Miles Standish is.
Miles Standish is the Superman of the coin industry. That's what I call him. He's been in the NGC grading company as like the vice president for like 20 years, something. He's been in the coin industry for a while. If you go to any coin collector, like me and Jerry go to a coin club, and they're like, oh, you know, go whatever you do. And we're like, oh yeah, you know, Miles joined our company and like he's in it. And they're like, Miles who? And we're like, Standish. And they're like, we know him. Like he's graded coins from like 1997, you know, so like he is a valuable person to know in the coin, you know, sharing that with people. But the information they give is from their heart. We know that our membership has kind of changed in the past few times. People plug in and ask questions. Some of them are really stupid because they just got to think things through, but that's okay. But they go through that with people, and they, you know, people can ask questions and be like, and you know, they go through that. So I love it that it's a campfire kind of situation, and you never know what's going to be said. Then there's great speakers. You get, you know, the main co-founders pop in every now and then, but it's a great space.
It really is. It really is. So here's what I'm gonna show you. Set your alarm for 10:45 a.m. Oh, hold on 1 second. 10:45, because it starts at 11. So I don't know you guys that well or what your schedules are, but here's what I can say. Jerry's at work. He's aware. He doesn't mean he can get on it all the time, but he's aware. So that's what I have people doing, setting their alarm. I'm fortunate that I work from home, so, you know, but I can't always get on either. There's reasons why, but at least my lack of attendance isn't because I forgot, okay? Because my alarm goes off.
And they are all recorded.
Well, they're not all posted.
Yeah.
Oh.
They may be recorded, but that's.
So you know, they only usually post it, they want the message that goes upstairs with different.
Oh, okay.
So I've been waiting for the stuff
Yeah,
to be posted
They still
for
have.
3 days.
He's with corporate right now, so he might update it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I messaged. She's
Oh,
been busy.
okay.
Is there one every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
Every day. Yeah, were you gonna say something, Desiree?
Yes, I was about to say that I keep listening. I wanted to know if it was recorded, that I could go and review it at the time.
Okay. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. So you can write this down. There's a website called Macon, like Macon, Georgia, or Macon, Missouri.
Yeah.
MaconDifference.com. All right. So when you go there, you go to click on Coffee with Curtis Lewis. So you can get recordings, you can get on and listen, you're gonna get value out of that, all right? But Desiree, I don't get what you Sure.
I'm putting notes and comments in here in the chat as you talk, and I can send a file to everybody of everything she's going on. Christy, Stephanie, and an iPhone.
Okay.
Hi,
Stephanie, welcome. So iPhone, whoever you are, you post in the chat who you are, so we know we can welcome you. Wait, ACON? ACON.
And they see a different.
Macon, so, and what I'm gonna ask you to do, go ahead and grab your phones now, and set an alarm.
Oh, is it?
Perfect.
Thinking of you.
All right,
Wow.
Macon, 10:45. And you can set it on your phones, you can set Monday through Friday, so it doesn't go off on Saturday. an answer.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Figure that out.
I'm going to.
I think it'd be easier that way.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna tell you, about my favorite one, and it was last week. So, let's see if I can find the share. I guess I'm being very kind of off the top of my head. So I pray about every training I do. Several days before I announce a training, I never know what I'm doing, and then I pray about it, Lord, you gotta show me what to share. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so last week I shot on, and, Curtis had a guest, and the guest is a bronze associate in 7K who can make up to 2,000 a week. And he said, you know, I'm a businessman, I look at numbers, and I'm watching the Scouts business, and her paychecks are so consistent. So we talked with her about what she's doing, and, so she had her share. So what she said was that she was in sales, and she decided she wanted to be a business coach. And she said, so I, figured if I was going to be a business coach, I learned from the best, and I thought, Tony Robbins. Sure enough, she, a bunch of Tony Robbins, she ended up getting hired and working for Tony Robbins. And so she's taken some of those principles. So what she did do is what you hear all the time on stage. You won't hear me say this tomorrow night, and you won't hear me say it anymore at the dinner presentation. Now I'm doing what she did. So, what she does is, so she does not talk about the different memberships from 199. Okay, so she has a I know why I'm losing my train of thought. It's because what we hear people say is get with the person who invited you to this Zoom. And that way you can ask them questions, blah, 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 drag out the process, elongate it, ask more questions, and confuse yourself more. Right? Okay, so here's what she says. She says, if you joined Costco, how many of you have Costco? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, Sam's? Sam's Club, okay. All right, did you find out every detail?
Oh, I love
about
that.
what that membership has before you join? Okay, so it's what is it? It's like $50 a month, right? No, $50 a month. Yeah, each one has it. So, but after you join, you find out, oh, I can get gasoline, I can get travel, and they sell finance. All right. So the other thing is when you go to Costco, you don't want them to say, you can walk down these aisles, but these aisles are only for our premium members, right? You can shop throughout the whole store. So she likens the whole thing to Costco and Sam's Club. And she says we have a very robust membership. And obviously, the person who told you is somebody who's your friend. And so trust your friend and get the premium membership so that you can get all that the membership has to offer. Okay. Then she said, and see if you guys remember me saying it last week, I said, you know, if this is true, when I saw this presentation, I knew I wanted the premium membership. And I said, in fact, I didn't even ask my husband. Okay, so what's an objection? Number one objection is, oh, my spouse has to do it first. So I'm learning to cover the objections in the presentation before they come up. Is it the same each time?
No, she told me afterwards.
Yeah.
It was like 199, like the 199, what are you getting? Oh, you get this. Like, okay, what's the other one? Oh, you get this. Okay, that's it.
That's right.
It was like, what do you want? What do you want? You want just a dry bread, water, or you want?
There you go.
The bread, the butter, the almond.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, Tim didn't even know I got on the Zoom. I just jumped on the Zoom and I signed up, and after about a week or 2 weeks, he goes, you know, I think this is the best thing we've ever done. So,
It made the most sense of anything. We've been married 41 years. Best thing she's ever even thought of.
So, anyway, so going back to what, I think her name is Sandy. I look up her name because there's a recording, right? You guys gotta watch this video. But I always said, I love the premium membership. I didn't know why, I knew it was the best, and I knew it was a bigger tax write-off, and so I love it the best. So that's what it said, but here's what she said, and I did it for the other day. I said, you know, when I saw this presentation, I am a premium kind of girl, and I have the premium membership. I didn't want a basic. As I said, did you know that my best when I sat down, she goes, well, I'm a premium kind of girl. It worked. It worked.
Boom.
Okay. So I think her name is Sandy Gledhill. You wanna look it up?
Yeah.
And I recommend watching it. It's so good.
Yeah,
So she does not go into the details. So here's what she said, and this is what I'm gonna be doing at the dinner. So I'm glad we're talking about this because I want you guys to be prepared at the dinner, all right? So she said, so here's what you're gonna do after she talks about the premium. She says, the person that invited you is gonna send you their link. So open it up and click on your flag. Then when you click on your flag, it's gonna take you to a page that says get started. Click get started. Take a look at what the premium has to offer. Scroll down and you'll see the 4 auto savers. And read the auto savers and see what's running out. Now, if you need to look at the standard, you can toggle back and forth. But let me ask you a question. So what do you think the percentage of chances are that they'd be more likely to go ahead and sign up if they're already on the website? They're already on the page where they sign up. They're seeing. How many times have you sat and explained the auto savers to people? Well, there they are, they're all right there. Ooh, good. I think I want that one. Okay, I better go back up and fill in my payment. So when we're at the dinner, I'm gonna be saying, you're the person who invited you, send the link, sign it up. And what I want you to do is I'm gonna give them the link. And they're gonna have their device, and you sit with them, you know, and let them read through it. You've got another guest, they're looking at theirs, you can toggle back and forth between the 2 people. And that way they're there on the website.
Can we have
So
Jeopardy
what we're gonna
music?
do-
Can we have Jeopardy music? I think that would be fun.
Jeopardy music.
Do, do, do. That would be awesome. Oh, come on.
Let me work on that.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
I just forgot that I was being-
Shit, sorry. Oh my God. That would be awesome.
But that way, if they want to know, the difference of the kids, don't explain it. Just open it up and let them read it, okay? So if they ask you, say, okay, send me my link, click on the link,
Mhm.
all right? Then you're gonna say, okay, here it is, go ahead and read it.
And
Now
look,
scroll
these are
down, see the auto savers. Don't answer the questions, point to the questions. It goes back to what we've always said, don't be the tool, use the tool. So let that getting started page or get started page be the tool. Good? You like that idea? Okay. All right. Okay, so plan your road to copper, get PDF forms, so you've got those forms on the website, back office training. So important, it's great. Have you been able to do that yet?
I just got the first two down, went through the whole thing.
There-
Yay!
So when we log into your back office, you're gonna have a green, check mark on top of all of them. That's fabulous. So what was your favorite thing about the training?
The
Or
3 months.
either
now.
favorite or most valuable to you, or,
I really like how they explain how if you want this to become a business, and also, you know, how to, I think it's the buyer services.
buyer
Yeah.
certification.
Right, right,
So that one's all about the bullion.
right,
So that's the one you like the best?
yeah.
Okay. So I had someone say that her membership was worth $500 just for that training. So, but you learn, and you learn tax things, you know, we're not tax people, so we're not really supposed to say that, but you take your money.
We're not tax
I wish I
people.
could come to watch that training. I didn't watch it for months, and then I watched it. I could have watched it the first day I signed up.
Yeah, but you really do learn a lot,
Yeah.
so, all right, so I like the training because when I first became a member, Janice said, okay, you want to do all of the training in the first 48 hours. So I thought, well, whether they do that, I'm going to the beach. I'm in at the beach. So anyway, but I put it on, but I looked at my calendar, my first available day after I signed was Wednesday. So I sat down Wednesday and there and I did the entire thing because she told me that that's what I was supposed to do, so I did. But what really impressed me when I saw it, because I have been with other companies before and I've done well with companies before, I said, here's everything. This is really business at all. I don't, you guys don't need me, you don't need, benefits, you don't need visa, you don't need Juliana and ours. Because if you really want to succeed, it's all there. It's all there. Okay, so make sure you pay for the training, so watch it. All right.
I'm setting along to do a little bit.
Oh, you're so studious.
And then I have on here personal development book club. And so if you guys know Emily Manuel, she's from Hawaii. So it's 6 a.m. She gets up and goes, well, guess what? That's 12 o'clock for us. So lunchtime. So if you want, that's something I called her and talked to her and said, hey, can we join your book club? And she said, yeah. So I got the link for that. So if you want to do that, because personal development is really the biggest enhancement or accelerator of success in this industry. All right. Okay, so I got your sheet girl. Now that I have your own.
Oh, yay.
The QR code,
Oh, go ahead, talk about the QR code.
well, because the link that you have on the phone is like forever, no one's ever gonna type that out. So I created an abbreviated version, so you can either scan that
Great.
code, or you can, it's a bit.ly, and I just put Kaufman, Zoom. And
Love QR codes.
Perfect. Now, when it is sensitive people, they can touch.
Yeah, but you can use that too, and you can
Yeah,
go up
so
on
it's
stage.
great.
It's a little less intimidating than that long thing. That's like, oh my God.
Yeah, trust me, I have.
Oh, for the checklist? Is that what you're saying? Or
Pardon?
for the website?
No, for their Zoom, the Zoom.
There you go.
Anytime they have a Zoom presentation, like for tomorrow night, they could use that to tap into the Zoom tomorrow night. And are you gonna get the recording on this, or? Well,
No,
that's
that's
just
just
go
live.
online.
They have to call it.
Okay,
Well,
so,
you can say the part of the-
Mom, you made this?
Show.
yes, she did.
Mom, you
You
were
just heard that
awesome.
Oh, yes, actually, I was considering it. You think
I think you should, it's pretty impressive.
Well, thanks, Mom. I'll consider it.
It's so pretty. Oh, look at, there's a coin in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Magical.
Okay,
Wow.
so now you guys can feel the good to get your new person started and know that you're not missing a detail.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can you-
Isn't that great? All right.
Diane,
So.
can you add the file to the
Scan
Facebook group?
Picture of it, so we got.
Or it's not just the picture.
They can, or Diane can put.
What are you
So
doing?
Jim had a question, Diane.
Yes?
Should everyone take a picture of this or scan it if they've got a scanner and make a PDF so that they can send out, or can they just get it from you, email?
Yeah, I can, it's a PDF now, so I can create it as a JPEG, so you can text it, or I can do a PDF and an email,
Can you post it in the Facebook group?
and I can post it in the Facebook group.
Bingo.
There you go. Okay, and we can put it also on the YouTube channel.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll send you a PDF that you can.
Okay.
Can I just say something how easy we have it now?
Yeah.
I know.
Remember Bruce Peterson telling us about when he was doing Amway in the seventies.
Right.
The company would send him a huge check, and he had to write out a personal check. a business check,
Holy
all of his
crap.
down
Oh my
Good,
goodness,
yeah,
wow.
and store stuff. in your
And
garage.
he stored stuff in his garage, he had
I bet he still has stuff.
I was talking to somebody that was talking about all the sets they customized to the training.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
a month plus.
When Richard talks about being garage qualified, the silver and gold, you guys get what that means. Okay, so a lot of times in companies, in order to reach ranks or goals, you need more volume. So you buy more soap or more coffee filters or whatever, so they can stay qualified. So now your garage becomes full of junk, but your garage qualified. So he says, so, you know, you're so-and-so, I'm gonna introduce you, Steve, this person's garage qualified, this silver and gold. Okay, but
I wanted to bring up an important part of this,
Go ahead.
especially for new people, is
Okay.
to really know your why.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
we need to know
Yes.
our why we're doing it. I
Right.
have a very strong why, and that's what keeps me going, even when I get disappointed, which I really have to
What's
say
your
hasn't
why?
happened a lot with this company.
That's right. Do you mind sharing your
what's your
mind?
lot?
My why, oh, bad, darn, go on. You remember this one. My why is residual income. I mean, I have a good career as a graphic artist, I've been doing it for a long time. I make good money, but I don't make a dime unless I'm sitting on that computer. And this company, I mean, that's why I've been involved in network marketing for 30 years, starting with Amway. You know, looking for that golden ticket, you know, to get into that residual income. And that's, you know, I see what's happening in my life with the real money that I'm making with this company. And it's never happened before. All the companies I've been involved in, I can tell you, probably 30 different companies. Looking, and my daughter nods in agreement. Make sure everyone.
I tested every single one.
You know, it's so cool. You're getting them now, you're getting them now, it's not too far. It's a nice chunk of money. It's not $30 here and $45 there.
And you actually get paid when they say they're going to pay you.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah. So my why is residual income. I love making money, but I'm not sitting for that.
I'll
I'll
add to that.
It's so important to really debate it, you know, what the why is.
So I've been in other.
Wait.
So I have been. And, it's true, like, you work, you share, there are a lot of products. But, this one isn't rocket science, like, people are seeing gold and silver in front of their face, and they don't know how to make that choice. And you introduce, hey, this is the way I'm doing it, they trust you, they see that it's working for you, like, people don't, like, I don't have to be like, oh, hey, have you watched that video? Hey, have you, you know, it's like, I don't have to beg. And they watch what I post, they kind of watch how excited I am, and they get a hold of me. And they're like, all right, I'm ready now. All right, that's great, let's get going. But the coolest thing is getting paid, but the most rewarding is to actually see the people in the group
get.
Yes.
And that is just like, you know what like 250 does for your life, but it's like, man, they're getting it too. Like, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like, it's a blessing.
Woo-hoo.
Okay.
So that's awesome, it's great testimony. What your, you didn't join 7K medals so that somebody else could do it.
Oh,
Yeah, but.
And I don't know, and if you don't know, that's
Yeah,
okay,
I
I don't
don't
really
know.
know, but I know that like, it's good.
Okay.
Well, my why when I originally started was to have extra money so that I could breathe a little bit, like, you know, not so like bill to bill to bill. And now things are working out where I'm there, and now I want those $1,000 checks a week, so that I'm pumping for that. Okay, so now you have to save a couple extra checks here and there. Listen, not free to it, just kind of not to do a little bit. Right. So now for the 1,000, of course, you know, you have to make more effort. So that's why it's good to go to why, because if you know, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, I'm not gonna get to that $1,000. Okay. So, all right, so the coolest part is I can help my team get to where they want to be, and that helps me too. So it's like, I see them succeed, it's like, boom, moves me up a little bit.
Feel the love.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Hey, does somebody else want to take a turn in sharing their life? And, you know, you may not know that. Come on up, Jesse.
Oh.
Tell us your life.
Come on, yeah.
Well, you raised your hand. Dave.
Did the same thing, as, another, student income. But,
Okay.
of course, they would have to, do a lot more ministry, and I hear about, finances, or
Donor support.
yeah, donor support as well. Also, it also gives our assets as far as, investing, if we doing that's part of our life, or real estate.
Right.
So it's a way that our wives are really investing, and also for the, other, income that we now, liquidity.
Liquidity, yeah.
Have more, you know.
Very good, awesome.
Yay!
Come on up. Come on.
Yay!
All right.
Well, for me, everything's going on, we don't know, it's sure. You know,
Yeah.
that is how sovereignty, you know, just stop being, I work so freaking hard, you know, and I'm kind of working hard. I love what I do, it's so important. I heal people, and that's really important. So, when we can, you know, get more freedom and not have to, like we talked about, you know,
Mhm.
when that rat race, we have more ability to help and heal people and good places and good lives.
The things that are important to you.
See, free from that nonsense that's going on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Great.
Amen.
You
So,
preach it.
I have a why. Sure. All right, so we're sharing our lives. And, so here is what my life. When I was about, I don't know, 30, my mom, I mean, I was blessed. Tim kept me as a stay-at-home mom. But that doesn't mean we had lots of extra money, okay? So we have 5 kids. At the time, I didn't have 5, so I may have had 2, 3, or 4 at the time, I can't remember. And so my mother came to us and she said, you know, I have 3 kids. If each of my kids would give me $100 a month, I wouldn't have to work. So I thought, you know, I don't know that we had an extra $100 a month. I did know this. Oh, I won't say that. I'll just say that I love my mom. I did love my mom, but I really didn't want to move in yet, and that's kind of more what she wanted, was $100 a month, so she didn't have to work and be at my house whenever she wanted to. So there was that emotional thing that I needed to get through and get filled up, but that stuck with me. That I thought, my mom can't do what she wants because she needs $300 a month. I'm going back a lot of years now,
No.
but, so she would need more than $300 a month if she was so long now. But that's what I thought. I thought, you know, I never want to go to my children and say, hey, I know you need help to make my living expensive. Can you help me?
Yeah.
But I want to leave money to my children and to my grandchildren. And I don't want to have to go to them and be the one. So that's my motto. All right, so, there was, something that somebody said, oh, I'm reading the Ryan Chamberlain book. Ryan Chamberlain spoke at our conference. And I actually read his first one, How to Know, before the conference. And then I started the second book before the conference. Then we got to know. So Ryan Chamberlain has made millions in this industry. He is now running for Congress. He ran once, he didn't get it, but he's going to be running again. But he did a training. And I heard him at first on the corporate Zoom. And it was so good. I went and bought his books and I got a head start on learning instead of waiting to the conference because I didn't want to Zoom. And so one of the key things in the Now You Know is execution. So you can come to all the trainings you want, and if you don't execute, you're not making money. And so I was in Cancun. And at the pool, I was chatting. You're always at the pool. Yeah. Life is about having fun. You know, lifestyle powers my gold and silver. So I'm at the pool. So we went to Cancun. Our next trip is the Dominican in September. They will announce a contest. So you can win a trip or pay for it partially. My first year, I won 100%. This last year, I won about half. They made it harder. But, and then this year coming up will be the Dominican, and I did talk with Jason, we're gonna put a link on our website where you can, for $25, make a commitment to go to the Dominican. That way it also helps them and know how many people are paying for
And
it.
it locks in the price.
Yeah, lots of the price, so, and then also.
So is that coming back because they took, okay.
It is coming back in our New Orleans event. We just came from Vegas. New Orleans is next spring. I don't know the exact date.
May 14th or
Something like
16th?
that,
So when you go to your dashboard, there's a place where you can click and you can pay $25. Now here's why you want to pay $25.
yeah.
Price is gonna go up. When I went to Las Vegas, I thought, but then I got to the conference. We had 3 fabulous lunches,
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're like
Cool meal.
were dinners, full meals, 2 proteins, salmon and beef.
And as
Two
much as you
vegetables.
want.
On one plate.
Well,
But it's still plenty of food. It had dessert, it had vegetables, salad, it was delicious. So we were able to get up, leave the meeting, walk right to the lunchroom, and we had a gala on Wednesday night with probably $50 meal. And so when I looked at that ticket price of $309, if you subtract out the meals, and maybe it's like $150. Then they gave us a Ryan Chamberlain book that I paid $15 for, and now the price is down to $135. So really, the tickets are really not that much. Considering the food. So the training was top notch.
That's where this came from, that's where this was.
Yes, she got that idea from her.
From one of the
So-
breakout things.
And I'm so glad, because I used to do something similar in my other business, and I just never really thought about it. So you really want to get registered. Events are so important. They're going to grow. Like I talked about my UPS pilot. Okay, we still had to go to trainings, simulator training. I remember every year, oh, I got simulator training.
every 6 months.
Every 6 months. So that being said, I was in Cancun I was blessed to have a gentleman come up to me, talk to me, just like I was asleep in the lounge there, my husband was asleep in the other room. Yeah, for those of you who are here for training, you would see Tim and one of the founders asleep. So that he talked to me. And that conversation has been so empowering for my business this
Is
year.
that Wayne?
Yeah.
And, it's not only empowered me, it's empowered others. Because, so what I did, he told me what he does. He is, first of all, he was the first person to make executive goals. He did it in like 2 months or something. I can't remember, I wish I took pictures of all the ranks. Like, I know Bob Lee's the #1 income earner. Wayne Clark is, I think, one of the top 5 as well.
I might have.
Oh, that would be great. I would like to know that. And so Wayne makes recruiting, okay, we're not supposed to say recruiting, helping people grab a membership so easy, okay? With the conversation. And so I've got the videos, I can show them, I can text them to you or airdrop them.
Yes, please.
Pardon me?
Yes, please.
Yes, I will. So what I did though is I transcribed. Oh, that everything was that, so I'm gonna do this. So first of all, let's talk about, I'm gonna go through this on facts because
Yeah.
of the time.
Mhm.
So, okay, so the first thing to get people's attention, and this is why I was asking you in the beginning, what was that thing that somebody said that got your attention? All right? And so what a lot of people are using is what do you know about gold and silver? Right? Yeah. Then the next thing you can say, and it is interesting because in California, we got to meet a man, I've never met him before. I'll tell you guys afterwards the story of how I did meet him, or connect with him. But he told me he became a member, and he said, you know what it is that got me interested, Alicia? And he pulled out his text, he signed last September, he pulled his text and went back to what I had said to him, because he's with another company. And I said, I'm so glad you're doing great with that, you're making money. What are you doing to protect that cash that you're making? And he was like, I'm not. I'm not doing it. And after got him interested, he jumped on Zoom, he got the membership. Right, so there's that thing, you've got to come up with this comfortable for you to say, but I'm telling you, what do you know about gold and silver is a really good start. So if they know a lot about it, then okay, you have a good resource. Or they'll say, yeah, I know I need to get gold and silver, but I don't really, think about the sovereign wealth. So, but here's what Wayne does. Okay, so after he's made the connection, calls the process, I found a great way to create wealth and make a ton of money with gold and silver. I'm not sure if you're interested or not. See, there's the owl. You're giving the out. But I have a 20-minute video that I'd like to send to you and follow up in a couple days. Would that be okay? All right, I took a class on would that be okay? So that's another trait. Just learn to say, would that be okay? Whenever you're asking somebody something, say, would that be okay?
And that works
It
every
does.
time. Of course, no problem.
Yes.
Yes. I've never had somebody say, no, it's not okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they feel like a jerk if they say no.
Now, what's the psychology behind it?
Because they feel like a jerk if you say no.
That's one thing. The other thing is you are asking permission. You're not telling. You're not delivering any kind of order. You're asking permission and they're granting permission. So now that they have granted permission, they're obligated and you have a wide open door.
Okay, so the next day you'll do your follow-up and there's the same, of course, you're gonna follow up. Oh, yeah, and of course, you can follow up. It is. It is. Nobody's telling you the very first time that you say something's wrong. So it is. Okay, so next day, it's Alicia. I wanted to see if you had a chance to watch that video. I wanted to get all of your questions answered. Can you give me a call back? All right. Then I'll call back. A couple days later. You call and leave a message, This is Alicia again. I wanted to see if you have a chance to watch that video. I want to get all of your questions answered. And then here's the next statement that wasn't in the first one. There's a lot of money at stake here. Can you give me a call back? All right, so now you left 2 messages, and I've called you back. A week goes by. You call them, and they don't answer. You're not gonna leave a message, you hang up. And you give them a takeaway text. Because we're not chasing people, we have something great to offer them, wonderful to offer them. I'm guessing creating wealth and making a ton of money with 7K is something that you aren't interested in right now. I'm taking you off of my list. Let me know if anything changes. Have a good day. Literally, Wayne gets people calling back, oh, I'm gonna take you off your list. Nobody wants to be scratched off of someone's list. Okay? So, 6 months goes by. I'm just checking in to see if now is a better time for you to bust the bank. Now, I don't say bust the bank. So that I kept that in there because you've got to be you've got to be genuine. Okay, so I talked to so many people, that's kind of where I am right now. I'm checking back in to say, hey, I'm just checking in. I want to see if now's a better time for you to take a look at home. So that's what I said. All right. So here is something that's kind of fun. He said that he'll run into people. And Wayne talked with a very subtle talk. And he says that people say to him, oh, are you still doing that thing? And then Wayne says, well, I paid off $90,000 in debt, paid off my house, paid off my wife's Lexus. It's going pretty good. Okay, all right. And then he said, and then the prospect says, did you send me that video? All right, and once you send it, then you go back to the top of the sheet and you go through the call. All right. All right, see, ideas for each of us when people ask, are you still doing that thing? Okay, because all of us know Kathleen's story. In fact, I don't think there's anyone in the room that can say I paid off $90,000 in debt, blah, 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 blah. Say, yes, I collected X amount of building sales. Or, yes, I have collected unique fair points. Yes, I have X amount of an exclusive state animal series. Some have already increased in value. Okay, or yes, I still am with the gold and silver company. In fact, my return on investment is 36%. That's what I said. Okay, because that's a true story. If you guys stand your points in, you may find 15%, 20%, you may find that you're behind.
And you can send them a screenshot of your stack and sell and show them, yep, this is my market.
You're up to 39.6%.
Oh my goodness, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yay.
But when people say I'm still in that fucking thing, I say, well, I'm still practicing.
Oh, nice.
Okay, there you go.
You don't mind, you're
Right, there you go.
right, because you say, how's it done? You go, unbelievable.
Right.
20.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I got a tiny stack. That's okay.
In case you ever have someone ask you how much money you make, you want to know what the answer is? If I told you, you'd never. I learned that from a very seasoned network marketer. He says, because entrepreneurs will do a lot of work for very little money. So if I told you, you'd never believe that I'll be making $250, right? But if you say I'm making $60,000 a month, then they wouldn't believe it. So if I told you, you'd never believe it. You like that? Write that down. It's not in the notes. If I told you, you'd never believe it. Okay. So Wayne says this: why people struggle in this business. He says it's and I've got the video for this too. Belief in God, belief in the industry, belief in the product, belief in the company. And he was talking to a pastor that was really struggling. And he says, I know you believe in God, and I know you believe in the industry because this isn't your first rodeo. I know you believe in the product, gold and silver, And I know you believe in the company, because you've seen what it's doing for people, you checked out the founders, blah, blah, blah. He says, but you don't believe in yourself. You may be a confident person, but not confident in yourself that you can build the business. Okay, and he said that pastor, that changed his business, and I know he's making good money now, I can't remember what it is. But if you don't believe in yourself, that's why you need to be, it means like this, you need to be on the training, and you need to read personal development books so that you can believe in yourself. All right. So Wayne's advice to a team member is, oh, this is great. So somebody's struggling, their business is going anywhere, he says, here's what you want to do. And he says this with real posture. He says, you and your family create a vision board and set it right in front of your TV.
Yeah, right.
So every time you want to watch TV, you have to set yours and your family's dreams aside. Then take it one step further and look at your family and say, you're not worth it.
Ouch.
Okay? So create that vision board for you. Some of you don't have, spouses and families. And so get the vision board to make your dreams, your why, a reality. So that's why you have to know your why. And he says all about posture and belief. Okay, one last thing. And I have this, and I can give it to you. So I have prepared in the notes in my phone, how many of you have iPhones? You have iPhones, they have notes, okay? And I assume that Android has notes, right? So I keep this. So let's say I meet somebody, I'm at the Chamber of Commerce. And so I get these business cards and I go home now. Like that, because all I have to do is copy and paste. And here's what it says. Here's the video I was telling you about. Check it out and tell me what you think. Or that's what it says. Check it out, tell me what you think. Then I have silverandgoldnow.com/AK. What I learned is I have to have www. Because I wasn't doing www with the orange. Okay, so I don't have that on here. So you want to make sure you add that. And then and your spacing, so it's easy to read. And so graphic artists, you do that at the time. You can do that in our text messages. It's all the same font, all the same size. You can space it out. So you'll see on here how it's spaced out. So you have, there's a video I was telling you about. Check it out. Tell me what you think. Space. Then the website. Space. Alicia Kaufman, 407-921-8863. Space. For more information, you can visit my website at seventhdaynevels.com/Alicia Kaufman. And then I have on here, and then we need to create a customized site. Here's my phone number, and it's in text, and it's $10. It's nice, I can delete that now that we have this, and to see, I struggle reading. But I wanted to get it all on my paper, so now they just make it a little bit.
Well, you saw something nothing for you.
Yes, I heard that. Yes, we're like silver coins. This is part of it. So, I hope this was helpful. I took a lot of time transcribing this. Keep me, and this is my, it's not me, but it's the tool. To use the tool, follow the people who are making 10 grand a week, 7 grand a week. So that's what I'm doing. I'm emulating them. Question?
Yeah, so when you talk with people about gold silver and they say, oh, I'm doing Bitcoin or I'm doing whatever, crypto.
Okay.
What are some things that you say in that situation?
Well, one thing you want to do is you always want to ask questions, okay, instead of tell. When you tell people, you're telling, and then people get resistant.
Right.
So you can ask, okay, that's awesome. You're making great money in crypto. So have you seen gains and losses too? Yeah, okay. So I tell you what, I know some crypto people, and that's what I said. I know some crypto people, and what they do, they make their big gains, and then they pull it out, and then they invest it. That's what I say.
And I also say I have a Jerry right next.
Right? What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Jerry's the crypto guy. He understands it. I don't.
Yeah,
You
if
give me
you're
my
saying,
advantage.
if somebody, you have a prospect asking you about. this-
No, I just always say I have a chair.
Oh.
I was.
Sorry.
So,
We don't know what that means.
any
but-
questions before we wrap up? I do want to talk about Wednesday night and an event we have Wednesday night. Okay, all right, so Fallon is a new member that I signed. She owns a spa in Longwood. It's called I Am Perfect Spa. So she can see 30 people. And she's gonna have like after hours, we'll do the plug and play like you guys did. It's gonna be Wednesday. I think we should say 5:45 because people can come in, have appetizers, we go around and then we can start at 6:15. And then people, they come after work. So I want to invite all of you to that. And I also, for those who you know are gonna come, then let's talk about, and I don't want to hold people up, we want to talk, but we can talk after about what you can bring. So I think it should be like somebody should bring cheese and crackers, somebody should bring a vegetable tray, somebody bring cookies, but things that don't have to have plates, forks, and knives.
Finger food.
Finger foods, okay? All right?
Will there be spa treatments at the spa?
Probably not that early.
Maybe if you come earlier.
She's diversifying. There's a verse in scripture, and I get Jackson knows this verse. It talks about having 7 streets of income, and then we look at the 8. And so that's, she's getting her multiple streets of income.
Well, the good thing helps you sleep.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'd love to have you come. I heard you live in the city. Did you take the new I-4, what do you call it?
Expressway?
Fast expressway? Yes.
Well,
you did.
there's the- Because you could have gone.
Oh, you went 417.
Yes.
Oh,
But
That's the one that like,
Oh,
okay, I think I'm sure you have to take it. Well, that's all right.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
thank you. All right. well, thank you.
Yay!
And I want you to know, I bought my Chamberlain's course that he sold that he met, I have videos, and